we humiliatingly became pier runners because we tried to do too much on the 12 hours that we had off of the ship in Vietnam. And becoming a pier runner is the most embarrassing thing that you can do if you're on a cruise. Basically, it means you're one of the very last people to get back to the ship and you have to run across the pier to make it in time before the gangway goes up and everybody can watch you from their cabin window. It is very humbling and we made it, but only just. So the first stop on our jam-packed one-day Ho Chi Minh City itinerary was the very famous cafe apartments. The first cafe that we went to, Dosh, was a bit of a flop. It just tasted like any old cafe. But the second cafe, Po, was exactly what we were looking for, and I definitely recommend this one. I had the most amazing egg Vietnamese iced latte there. Don't knock it until you try it. It was so delicious. And then we wanted to try our hand at the local sport of bartering at the markets. I found this definitely very authentic labubu t-shirt, and we secured it for, I think it was $5 in the end. Next, we visited the famous Pink Church, though we did not know in advance that tourists are not allowed inside. You can only go outside, but it's still a nice photo spot. I believe it would have been illegal to come all the way to Vietnam and not have a banh mi for lunch, so that is exactly what we did at the street food market, and the banh mi was $3. Everything here is so inexpensive. It's crazy. We also got a shaved ice for dessert, and then it was time to do the compulsory circuit of all of my favorite shops that I do in every single country that I visit, starting with, of course, Pop Mart. And I was shocked to find that they just have labubu out on the shelves, completely stocked. Australia could never. So obviously we got some, and then this was the moment that I discovered Momo, and you girls already know that I adopted him. Thank God we had a driver for the day because this bag was so enormous and impractical. Also, I highly recommend getting a driver. I believe it cost us $120, so $60 each, and he drove us all around the world for 12 hours. It definitely made hitting all of these stops a lot easier. But anyway, we wanted to unbox our Pop Mart items urgently in case we needed to go back. But I was very happy with my pulls. I gave my labubu to Ali because I pulled a color that I already have, but she didn't have. And then I got two excellent Demu Disney figures, and we got these cute Teletubbies. And then it was time to do the rite of passage and go to Pandora. Surprisingly, this is the first country that I visited that has only had one location exclusive charm available, though some of you guys commented on my previous video saying they have more, it just wasn't in stock. So I don't know about that, but it made my decision very easy. I got the rose gold heart and then the Vietnam exclusive charm. And then it was time for the last shop in my holy trinity of brands. You already know, it's Coach, of course, though I did notice that the prices here were not cheaper than Australia or Japan, and we're going to Japan after this, so I decided not to get the bag on my wish list here. And this is where our flop era really began. We wanted to go to this amazing vintage jewelry store called Heritage, which has the most fantastic range of unique pieces. I filled up an entire basket because everything was also super cheap, only to get to the counter for them to say that they don't take card, it's cash only. And we spent so long in there that it made us late to leave to get back to the pier. The traffic was also horrendous at this time. I want to shout out to our driver because I don't know how he did this. It definitely wasn't safe, but he got his van in the bike lane, and that is how we made it back in time to get the very last bus to the ship, and all was well.